In the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Today we hear the gospel, the healing, the miracle, the healing of the Centurion servant, as it's often known. It's a short gospel whereby a Centurion, a Roman officer in their army, who is pagan, he is not a Jew, though he has faith in God. He has heard of Christ and he believes, he has strong faith that Christ can heal his servant. Now this servant is a slave. It says in the Greek text, this word for servant, it means like a young boy servant. But the very identical gospel in Luke says this is a slave. And I bring this up because I want to focus on a tangential topic here today. Maybe not directly related to the gospel, but certainly applicable and for our spiritual lives. Today, in the course of our society, we have this phenomenon of tearing down statues. Tearing down statues for political reasons, for justice reasons. Some statues maybe are worthy of being torn down, others not so much. But that's in the public sphere today. And I bring this up because we are judging people, we are judging the character of those people, and saying that they are evil people or not good enough to have a public space where they would be honored with the statue. So many take it upon themselves to rip it down. Now Louis Lamar, I don't know if you know many of this author, he wrote these great westerns last century. He would write about the Western America in these fictional novels. And so he would oftentimes have to get into the mindset of people who were living then, and that's how he wrote his novels. His characters were based upon that. And he would say that, this is a quote from him, he says, "A mistake constantly made by those who should know better is to judge people of the past by our standards rather than their own. The only way men or women can be judged is against the canvas of their own time." So these statues, I say this because these statues of these individuals, we see some of the negative things they've done in their lives, maybe some of the mistakes, some things that wouldn't be applicable or be warranted in today's society, and we want to judge them for it, rather than judge them by the character that they had at the time they lived. I say that because of this gospel today. This centurion was an oppressor. He was an oppressor of the Jewish people. They occupied the land of Judea, and they were seen as oppressors. He was a slaveholder. He probably wasn't not in the sense that we kind of think about it in an American sense. They were probably more like indentured servants, but he had a slave. He was wealthy enough, he had a position within the army that made him enough to own a slave. And so, if we were to look back and judge this centurion from our time point today, we can say he's an unworthy individual. He's an oppressor in the army, oppressing innocent people, and he owned a slave. And yet it was by his faith that Christ performed a miracle. A miracle because he loved his servants very much, and he came and he knew that Christ could do this miracle from afar. He had greater faith than anyone he had met in Judea, he says. This is what Christ says. And he makes the point that now, because of this, east, west, people from all over the world will come and kneel before God and worship the same God and have the chance of redemption and salvation. It doesn't matter. So it did not matter the character. Christ didn't even mention it. They didn't even bring it up. But in today's political sphere, we would have to judge this man by the time he lived. We'd have to judge him and say he's not worthy. So in our own lives today, try to make a point out of this rant here. We need to learn to judge people by their virtue, by the goodness that is in them. Find the beauty in the good and the things that they've done well in their lives. And this is how we should remember people and think of people. We all make mistakes. We've all been in situations where we haven't done the right thing. We're all a product of our time. I assure you, 100 years from now, if we're still around, things that we are accepting today may be totally different. Totally different in society. Of course, our unchanging faith is going to be the same, but society changes. And society tells us what is acceptable now. And so we cannot judge people based upon them, based upon the mistakes of the time they lived. We have to judge them by the goodness that's in them and the virtue that they instill. So as we leave today, as we go out in the world this week, when we encounter people, look for the good in them. Look for the beauty in the world. And that should be what we focus on, brothers and sisters. Not on the mistakes that we perceive in people, not on their faults, but in the good. As Christ did. He didn't focus on the negative oppressor who was a slave owner, but that he had great faith. So let us have the same faith. And let us find the good and the beauty in this world and focus our attention on that at all times. In the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.